Today on Commander by Danon, we continue our series building commander decks built around the new legendary creatures from Dominaria United. This series will probably go on for a while, with the possibility of a few breaks here and there from Patreon-sponsored videos. Today's video is about the new Planeswalker, Sivitri Dragon Master. Of course we were going to build Sivitri. I'm married to Cute Stuff the Dragon Lady after all. Dominaria United, in celebration of Magic's 30-year history, has taken several cards from Legends and recreated them at today's power level. If you're new to Magic, please understand that once upon a time, Shivan Dragon was considered one of the most powerful creatures in Magic, alongside Sarah Angel and Lord of the Pit. By today's standards, none of these are good enough to see play. We can argue about why power creep happened, but there's no doubt that today's legendary creatures are far more powerful than they were when Legends was first printed. Before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. I've been very happy with the growth this channel has had so far, and I'm excited to see where we're going. If you have questions about the deck, feel free to leave a comment. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Sivitri Dragon Master is a new version of Sivitri Skarzim. As a Planeswalker, she enters the battlefield with 4 loyalty counters. Her +1 ability makes it so that opponents cannot attack us or Planeswalkers we control unless they pay 2 life for each of those creatures. Her -3 ability lets us search our library for a dragon card, reveal it, and put it into our hand. Her ultimate, which costs 7 loyalty, destroys all non-dragon creatures. Additionally, Sivitri can be our commander. So what does this mean for our deck list? Obviously, this is going to be a dragon deck. There aren't a ton of dragons in Dimir, but there are a few good ones. Additionally, I wanted to keep this as a budget deck. Currently, Sivitri Dragon Master is pre-ordering for almost $20, but I can't see her staying at that price for long. But before we get to our deck list, we should keep in mind our checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, but dragons are expensive, so this will probably be higher. 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, 1 sudden I win card. To start, let's take a look at our mana package. We are a budget deck, but we do have a lot of options to work with. For mana rocks, we're running Sol Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Dominance, Dimir Signet, Sky Diamond, Charcoal Diamond, Felwar Stone, Mind Stone, Worn Power Stone, Decanter of Endless Water, and Dragon's Hoard, which will help us draw cards in the late game. Wayfarer's Bauble, Burnished Heart, and Solemn Simulacrum for additional land ramp, and a Dark Ritual to help us get some dragons out early. For lands, we're running Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Bojuka Bog for graveyard hate, Ice Tunnel, Sunken Hollow, Temple of Deceit, Mistvault Bridge, Dimir Guildgate, Tainted Isle, Dismal Backwater, Darkwater Catacombs, Choked Estuary, Myriad Landscape for additional ramp, Evolving Wilds, and Terramorphic Expanse for color fixing, 16 islands, and 6 swamps. To draw through our deck, we're running Windfall as a wheel, Notion Thief as stacks, Opt, Ponder, and Deliberate as cantrips, along with Factor Fiction and Behold the Multiverse. Since the goal of this deck is to win by attacking, we're running Coastal Piracy, Bident of Thassa, and Reconnaissance Mission, Teferi's Ageless Insight to increase all of our card draw, and Brainstorm to protect against wheel effects. Our interaction package consists of Feed the Swarm, Infernal Grasp, Resculpt, Imprisoned in the Moon, and Commit Memory for spot removal, Narset Parter of Veils, and Ashiok Dreamrender for stacks, An Offer You Can't Refuse, Arcane Denial, Negate, and Counterspell for our counter magic package. Our board wipes consist of Crippling Fear, Washout, and Crux of Fate. Finally, our dragons. To start, we've got Steel Hellkite to act as another board wipe, along with Silumgar, the Drifting Death, and Chiari, the Swirling Sky. Renari, Merchant of Marvels, lets us play as a draw-go deck and keep mana open. Dragon Turtle, Sword Coast Serpent, and Icefall Regent help to remove annoying blockers, while Boneyard Scourge and Ebon Death Dracolich serve as repeatable threats. Young Blue Dragon, Imrith Desert Doom, and Sapphire Dragon all serve as additional card advantage. For theft shenanigans, we've got Kega, the Tidestar, Dragonlord Silumgar, and Brainstealer Dragon. Junji, the Midnight Sky for more control, and Astral Dragon, because it's amazing and a ton of fun to play. To help protect our dragons, we've got Kaya's Ghost Form, as well as Ghostly Flicker and Displace. Finally, an Endless Evil to make copies of any of our dragons. In fact, this card may be our sudden I win card. If we enchant one of our legendary dragons that has a death trigger, then at the beginning of every upkeep, we get that death trigger. Which means that Kari, the Swirling Sky, can bounce most of our opponent's permanents every turn cycle. And while that technically doesn't win us the game, it does lock our opponents out from even playing. So let's see how our deck compares to our checklist. 52 mana sources, split between 37 lands and 15 pieces of ramp. A little high, but dragons are expensive, so that's fine. 16 pieces of card advantage, 15 pieces of interaction, 6 board wipes, 3 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. So our deck checks all the boxes and is a ton of fun to play. It's not too oppressive, but has plenty of interaction. We could make it ridiculous and far more powerful, but Cute Stuff has enough powerful dragon decks. Wait, what are you doing, honey? You heard me, you don't need another oppressive, super powerful dragon deck. Ow!
Ahem. Welcome to Commander by Cute Stuff. My husband, bless his heart, thought that I didn't need another strong dragon deck, but obviously he's wrong. While he's drooling into the carpet and learning his lesson, I'll take over for a bit. Heads up, this is not a budget deck. This is Cute Stuff's meme version of Sivitri Dragon Master. Dayton has already gone over Sivitri, so we'll dive right into the deck tech. For this deck, I wanted to focus on the fact that Sivitri Dragon Master can tutor a dragon into our hand. This is huge. Yes, she's limited on colors, but Astral Dragon is a magic card that was printed recently. Because we're in black and blue, we're missing our token doublers that we have in green and white, but we do have Panharmonicon. We also have a wonderful enchantment called Kindred Discovery that can win us the game. Allow me to explain. Astral Dragon enters the battlefield. Triggers create 2 token copies of a non-creature permanent, except they're 3/3 dragon creatures in addition to their other types, and they have flying. Remember, any enter the battlefield abilities of a copied permanent will trigger when the token enters the battlefield. So with Kindred Discovery on board, and both tokens copying Kindred Discovery, we draw 7 cards. Each token creates 3 triggers, 1 from itself and 2 from the other copies. But Astral Dragon only triggers off the original Kindred Discovery. If we flicker Astral Dragon just 1 time, creating 2 more copies of Kindred Discovery, we then draw 13 cards. Each new token triggers a total of 5 times, and Astral Dragon triggers 3 times. Now, what if we had a Teferi's Ageless Insight on board, or a Panharmonicon? So this deck wants to win by drawing itself. So we're running Thassa's Oracle, Laboratory Maniac, and Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. For alternative win cons, we've got everyone's favorite Infect Dragon, Skitherix, the Blight Dragon, Kokusho, the Evening Star, serving to help us gain some life if needed, Dragonlord Silumgar, and Brainstealer Dragon for theft. Silumgar, the Drifting Death as a board wipe, and Ancient Silver Dragon for additional card advantage. To support our plan, we've got the already mentioned Panharmonicon, Endless Evil, and Kaya's Ghost form for protection. For flicker effects, we're running Planar Incision and Essence Flux, as well as a Displacer Kitten and Thassa Deep Dwelling. For lands, we're running Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Watery Grave, Morphic Pool, Drowned Catacombs, Shipwreck Marsh, Sunken Hollow, Tainted Isle, Darkwater Catacombs, Choked Estuary, Reliquary Tower, Bajuka Bog for Graveyard Hate, Myriad Landscape for Mana Ramp, Evolving Wilds, and Terramorphic Expanse for color fixing, 16 islands, and 6 swamps. Our ramp is pretty similar to Damon's budget list. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Dominance, Dimir Signet, Sky Diamond, Charcoal Diamond, Worn Power Stone, Mind Stone, Felwar Stone, Decanter of Endless Water, Dragon's Hoard, Wayfarer's Bauble, Burnished Heart, and Solemn Simulacrum. For card advantage, we've got the already mentioned Kindred Discovery, along with Ristic Study, Brainstorm, Notion Thief, Windfall, Factor Fiction, and Behold the Multiverse. Taveri's Ageless Insight to increase card draw, Corpse Dance for graveyard recursion, and Vampiric Tutor, Mystical Tutor, and Demonic Tutor to find our combo pieces. To prevent anyone from stopping me, we're running Arcane Denial, Negate, Narset's Reversal, Counterspell, Fierce Guardianship, Force of Negation, Force of Will, and Commit Memory. To stop my opponents from using their graveyards as a resource, we've got Ashiok Dream Renderer and Leyline of the Void, Narset Parter of Veils for stacks, and because I'm evil, as well as Feed the Swarm, Infernal Grasp, Resculpt, and Imprison in the Moon for spot removal. Finally, for board wipes, we've got Cyclonic Rift, Toxic Deluge, Washout, and Damnation. I'll let my properly chastised husband come back in with the breakdown for the deck.
Thanks, honey. Let me assure you, gentle viewer, that this was just a skit. No husbands were actually harmed in the making of this video. Okay, so looking at this deck, I can see that we have 51 mana sources, split between 37 lands and 14 pieces of ramp, 14 pieces of card advantage, 15 pieces of interaction, 5 board wipes, 3 pieces of graveyard hate, no sudden I win cards, but lots of game-ending combos and plenty of tutors to find them. So our deck checks all the boxes and is a ton of fun to play, at least if you're evil like Cute Stuff is. This deck is high-powered and a lot of fun. It's not the fastest deck out there, but you have many paths to victory. With so many board wipes, you can easily slow down your opponents and force them to play at your speed. If you're not a fan of the expensive free counterspells, you can replace them with more spot removal. But be sure to adjust your land ratio if you do. As of right now, the deck is heavily skewed towards blue, which is why we're running so many more islands than swamps. How are you building Sivitri Dragon Master? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Dana. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based around your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. I did want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons, Jiraiya, Waffles, Muffins, Casey, Danny, Nick, and Marcus. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or you can click here to watch additional videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.